How's it going, everyone? So one of my favorite aspects of Naruto Blazing, and what used to get me into it back in the day, was the iconic leveling up system. In my opinion, it's iconic because it's cool going from one level to the other and awakening it and everything. And I know that's in other gacha games, but Blazing was really what introduced me to that, and it really got me stuck into it to where I liked it. I loved just leveling up units and getting them to their next form, and the fact that you couldn't even get the ultimate until you got to the next form. For a beginner, it was kind of hard. A lot of people, and I think you can agree with me if you're a new player, or if you remember back in the day when you were like a new player, we take it for granted now, but it was hard to get them scrolls and to level up. So you didn't even have access to the ultimate, which is amazing. The ultimates were so amazing back then, they still are even now, just to see them and look at them for each unit. And so where I'm going with this is we need it to go even further than that, and I am of course talking about 7-star awakening. Now, a lot of people have been wanting this into the game for a long time, actually as far back as like the 2nd anniversary, so it is kind of a shame that we haven't gotten it yet. But let's first get out of the way that a lot of people thinking that this might not happen. I agree with you, actually, if anything, but it's not that Bandai is not listening. They know what they're doing, because when it comes to the bulk items, it wasn't introduced in the game for 3 years. There's no coincidence that once a lot of YouTubers and people started talking about it, that it got introduced into the game. There is not a shadow of doubt in my mind that they didn't put it in because of us. So with that said, I feel like if we keep talking about 7 stars, they'll eventually throw them in. And one that I would like to see most of all would be for like older units, to be honest. Like, okay, for instance here, Kaguya would be pretty cool, but she's a Blazing Awaken unit. So what I mean technically by this as well is that what they should do is like what Shinobi Collections does. Now, Shinobi Collections introduced it like last year with Sage Mode Naruto being the 7-star, but what's really cool is a lot of people are wondering, okay, how would they even introduce that? Because we obviously don't have any units that are 7-star yet. So they could either do it this way: they could release brand new units in 6-star form, which we already know they're capable of doing, because that's exactly what they do with super impacts right here. Like, they have the Madara right here, or people were assuming that with the 5 Kage units, because 5 Kage units, you don't actually awaken them, they were thinking maybe they would have a 7-star awaken. So we know they can release units in a 6-star form, so that's already present in the game. But when it comes to a 7-star, what I personally want them to do is, like I said, what they do in Shinobi Collections, which is really cool in my opinion. They go back and they take old units and they actually boost them up. So hold on, let me find my Sage of 6 Paths Naruto here. Sage of 6 Paths Naruto. They could go way back, take this unit right here, make him a 7-star, make him a 4-8 chakra rather than a 5 or a 6-12. They could go ahead and make him a 5-10 in that case, but I really think they should make him a 4-8, just so it's nowadays. They can cut the chakra cost, they can give him a boost. Think of it like a limit break. Instead of limit breaking them, they could add an awakening. Now, with that said, I don't think they should make their health go up to 200. I really don't. Just leave the health where it's at. If it's like a unit that doesn't have a limit break, make it where they stay at 100. If they do have a limit break, make them stay at 150. Don't make the health go up to 200. I don't think that's or not the health, the level rather is what I mean, sorry. But I personally think that they should do that, and then what they can do is they can also add a 7th ability, and we've already seen that in the form of EMS Sasuke and KCM Naruto in the 3rd year anniversary. I think that would have been the perfect chance for them to implement a 7-star unit, because it was the beginning of the year, it was New Year's, they added a 7th ability to those units. It would have been perfect. I have no idea in my mind why they didn't just make it a 7-star unit. And they don't, here's the thing, you don't even need to change the ramen system at all, because we already have ramen that is a 5-star, but it's only for PvP. Just keep the 4-star ramen. It's not, or not the, yeah, the 4-star. It's not that big of a deal. It only takes 4 ramen to level up a 6-star. So make it like, I don't know, like 6 maybe to level up a 7-star. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not. And even then, yeah, they could introduce another ramen if they want to, just to make it for another mission, because we still don't have, I think, well, we don't have an SS rank for ramen. I mean, I don't know if we need that, but I'm just saying, you know, they don't need to implement a new ramen, because we already have the 5-star ramen present, and that needs to stay solely PvP. They could either make another 5-star or they can make a 6-star ramen, but I really think that that's kind of over it, because if you do something like that, then someone could just use the 6-star ramen to level up a 6-star unit like max immediately. So I think they should just keep it how it is. It's already set in stone. But when it comes to awakening materials, now that's different. When it comes to the scrolls, we do need a 5-star scroll, and you should be able to awaken the unit even further, and that'll finally give us that S rank for the scroll mission that we do not have. So that's already like in the game. As you can see, like we already have that capability. They could even use the beads right there if they want to, but I think they should just make a brand new scroll, give us like a really big, beefy, fat Sage Mode scroll like Sage Mode Naruto and Jiraiya always wore on their backs. Give us something like that. make it really cool. They could implement all types of things, and they could even go a step further with this. If they want to take the route like Shinobi Collections, they don't have to necessarily just do that. They could do what I think, where's it at, what Blazing used to do, but then they kind of quit. As you can see right here, we actually already have 6-star things in the game. We have these right here. Back in the day, they were actually incredibly creative, and I wish they would bring this back. This you had to use to awaken Itachi, which was really cool to me back in the day. This you had to use to awaken Gaara, and then I think the next one was for Rock Lee. And this was just for like what? I think emergency mission units, or was it Blazing Fest? I can't remember that far back, but that was incredibly like creative of them, and they could definitely do something like that again. Make it where you have to play a mission and get the materials for that unit. Like say they introduce it through an emergency mission where you can get pearls. That would like make it where people would actually play emergency missions, because there's no reason aside from pearls to grind it unless you're a 99 luck fanatic. But other than that, there's really no reason. So if they introduce it where they drop a unit, say they drop like a new Naruto or something and he can go to a 7-star, drop a raid that goes along with it, give us pearls for it. That would be fun for emergency mission. We'd have something to do, and then make it where you gotta grind the mission to get the gear for him to awaken him. That would be amazing. Like it is really not rocket science. If I can come up with this stuff, I'm not a game developer, I'm not that bright even when it comes to this type of stuff, but the mechanics are there and they should be able to take advantage of it at the very least. So I'm just saying, I'm trying to open people's eyes. Don't think that they can't give us a 7-star, like it wouldn't make sense. It does. It completely makes sense. It would make it where they can go back and bring units up instead of just the buffs they do where they give them a little bit of a buff. No, completely revitalize the character. Go back, make Sage Mode or Sage of Six Paths Naruto have moving art, make his chakra cost go down, make his you don't have to affect the jutsu or anything, obviously. I mean, if you want to, you can, but just give him a little buff, you know, like an actual visible buff. That would be so amazing, because then people that have all these old units, you'd be able to use it, because most of these old units are like crappy. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and use Joebito. I love Joebito, but I'm not gonna use him over EMS Sasuke. You got me tripping. So it's like, yeah, I feel like they could definitely implement this though, and I just think it would really bring some new mechanics to the game that we really need. So hey, I hope someone sees this video. I don't usually ask for this, but drop a like on this, because I want this to like possibly be seen by Bandai. You can't tell me that if they didn't see the bulk thing needing to be addressed, then there's no way they're not going to see this. So try to drop a like if you want to. If not, it's all good, but I want them to see this so we can have some changes. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.